Thank you, Caroline. I don't like reggae. No, I hate it. 03453 009956. We'll talk about that more after the news with Chris Blakemore.
Thank you very much, Iain. A former children's doctor has been convicted of raping and sexually abusing girls at Stoke Mandeville Hospital in Buckinghamshire during the 70s and 80s. Michael Salmon committed his crimes against girls aged between 11 and 18 at the same time that Jimmy Savile abused patients at the same hospital. Police don't believe the two men's offences were linked, though. Speaking outside court today, Detective Sergeant Malcolm Wheeler from the Child Abuse Investigation Unit said Salmon abused his position of power.
Mr Michael Salmon preyed on young girls who'd been referred to him for a variety of health reasons. They trusted him, they believed him because he was a doctor, and they thought he would be trustworthy. The parents put their trust in him, and the medical professional that he worked for put their trust in him as well.
It's been confirmed that a fire at a school in Wentzfield last night was started deliberately. It started in the main hall at St Albans Primary. The school is shut today and it's unlikely to open before half-term now. In the meantime, the pupils will be taught at other schools. People going out in Birmingham this weekend will be breathalyzed on the door of pubs and clubs as part of a crackdown on preloading, which is heavy drinking before leaving home. More than 40 bars, pubs and clubs have signed up to a new scheme. Anyone found to be already drunk will be turned away to try and stop violence and disorder in areas with lots of night spots like Broad Street. Sergeant Dave Francis is from West Midlands Police.
Birmingham's a good night out and we want it to be as safe as we can, which is why we've brought this initiative to try and have a go, bring violent crime even lower than it is in Birmingham, and also just to try and make people aware of their limits and know their limits when they're out.
A British jihadist who faked his own death to get back into Britain has been jailed for 12 years after pleading guilty to terrorism charges. 27-year-old Imran Khawaja from London went to a training camp in Syria where he had weapons training and admitted preparing terrorist acts. Investigators in Taiwan say both engines failed on the passenger plane which crashed into a river in Taipei on Wednesday. At least 35 people were killed when the Trans-Asia Airways plane crashed, including both pilots. 15 people survived. The budget retailer Poundland, which is based in Willenhall, has said it wants to buy the 99p store chain for £55 million. Both companies have agreed a deal, but any purchase would have to be approved by the competition authorities. And fans were queuing since the early hours of this morning to buy tickets for Warsaw's first trip to Wembley. The club have been given 20,000 tickets for the Johnston's Paint Trophy final against Bristol City next month. The manager Dean Smith turned up to thank the supporters, one of whom had been queuing since 3 this morning. These fans spoke to BBC WM.
Absolutely brilliant. Can't explain how much, one of the best things ever.
Fantastic, I'm just so happy. I can't wait till the 22nd of March.
Can't wait to get there, walk up Wembley Way, take loads of photographs. Be a really good day.
And the weather dry and bright today, plenty of sunny spells. Chilly though, highs of 4 Celsius 39 Fahrenheit. Cloudy overnight, temperatures down to 1 Celsius 34 Fahrenheit. A damp start in places tomorrow, then an overcast day with occasional sunshine. Highs for Saturday 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
Who is the best presenter on BBC WM 95.6?
Danny Kelly.
Who's the second best presenter?
Caroline Martin.
Iain Lee.
BBC WM 95.6.
They're cutting down on preloading before you go to the boozer? What? My teenage year, when I was 15... No, hang on. When I was 18 years old, it was all about preloading. You go out on the pre-lash. That was what it was all about. Oh, my gosh. Afternoon, this is Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. So Mylene Class has upset some other mums by... Oh, they've had a posh argument. I'm kind of just tempted to throw that out as a topic, posh arguments you've been involved in. It's a load of rich people arguing because some rich people wanted some money off some other rich people for their kids to buy their rich kids rich presents. I think everybody comes out badly in that story. We'll talk about that, and of course, 6, 7, 8 is far too young to give a child their own tablet, isn't it? 03453 009956. Before that, though, oh my goodness, what's the point in reggae? Iain Lee.
On BBC WM
95.6. The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
So why is reggae on my mind? Apart from it being just the worst genre of music known to mankind, it's so slow, isn't it? Bob Marley's 70th birthday today. And so somehow, you know that you always get a piece of toasted cheese on toast. What do they call it? Welsh rarebit. That's got the face of Christ in it, or the face of Michael Jackson, or the face of, I don't know, Bernard Sumner on it. Well, now there's a Hob Marley. Bob Marley's image appears burnt onto a cooker gas ring. Well, there's a picture of it, and no, it doesn't. Basically, there's a really dirty stain on this hob in a pub. Bob Marley's image appears burnt onto a cooker gas ring. The late reggae star, born 70 years ago today, was spotted by a pub chef as his music played. Fan Gary Houston, 34, of the Sun Inn, Market Harbour, Leicestershire, said it's a sign. Yeah, it's a sign you need to get the jiff out, mate, and clean your cooker. It's filthy. Have you seen it, Producer Joe? Can you say, are you there?
Yes.
Have you seen this guy's cooker?
It is pretty disgusting.
This is a pub. It's you wouldn't want to eat food there.
It's not great.
And then they've done, and I love it when the Sun does this. They've done the top 10 Bob Marley songs connected with cooking, but they don't really work. Number 10, and by the way, they're all served with reggae sauce. Number 10, Is This Loaf? Number 9, We're Spamming, but We're Jamming is about food anyway.
I was going to say they didn't need to change that, did they?
Number 8 is Grating in Vain. Do you know any of these songs, Kimberly?
Hello?
OK, let's try another one. Number 7. Now, I like this one. This is for the older people out there.
Jovial competitiveness.
Oh,
Kimberly?
Good afternoon.
Driven by...
Who's that? Who's sharing that line with you? Have you got someone there, Kimberly?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Which is actually...
Hello?
Kimberly, can you hear me?
No.
Well, madam, I dispute that. You just answered me. Can you hear that man talking?
I can hear the man talking, but I'm listening to you through the wireless as well.
Who's the man talking? Hang on.
I don't know. It's maybe a cross line.
I don't think we get cross lines. It's 2015. So, can you turn your radio off? Let's try that.
Then I can't hear what you're saying.
Well, turn the radio off and let's see.
I can just see the bloke now.
Oh, it's Franksy.
What's Franksy doing? Hang on a minute,
Listen,
Kimberly.
You've got another fader up somewhere.
No, I haven't. That's that
you
fader.
must
No,
have.
it's that fader. I'll put you here,
Hello?
Kimberly.
Hello?
Right, Franksy's on this fader. It's going to be a good show
Leg of
tonight.
beef.
Tonight,
You want a
leg of
leg of beef?
Do you want a leg of beef? I tell you what you don't. What
Do you have a leg of beef?
He's Frankie. Franksy.
You don't have a leg of
Franksy.
beef.
He's on this fader now.
Yeah, but you would have a leg of lamb. You wouldn't have a leg of beef.
I don't. Oh, flip it. I don't care. He's on this fader.
Really, what I'd say is the other...
Hello?
Kimberly, hang on, Kimberly. Let's try you on. Right, this is the last chance. Kimberly.
Good afternoon.
Right, hang on.
I don't want you to take me out.
Done.
And I don't want a leg of beef.
But now there's a really.
I'm on an echo.
Right, hang on a second. Right, right. Well, Joe, you've gone. Those two lines. It seems to be the ghost of Paul Franks haunting them, talking about me. I tell you what, you don't get, Kimberly, at the Boozer anymore. Is you don't get the cockles salesman, and you don't get the meat raffle.
You do at the some of the clubs you do.
Oh, do you?
We still get the Fishman at a club, yeah.
Why? What makes those men dressed in white think that people are going to want to buy cockles and winkles?
Well, sometimes they come over around on a Sunday afternoon and a Friday night.
Yeah, but who's going to want to get a load of cockles at 10:30 on a Friday night in the Boozer?
And I don't eat fish anyway.
No, I'm not a big fan of fish. But I tell you what, I'd like to try, Kimberly.
What's that?
Never had it. I'd like to try some kippers for my breakfast.
I don't do any fish. Don't even do fish fingers.
Well, I don't want fish fingers. I want kippers. I want some kippers because my granddad used to have kippers. Used to stink the house out terribly.
Okay.
And you're not interested, are you?
Well, I'm listening to you.
You're listening, but I'm detecting that you're not interested.
I am listening. I am interested in you.
Number 7 is Gas Mark One Love.
Okay.
That's quite good. That is quite good.
I don't...
Well, One Love.
Yeah.
Or Gas Mark One Love.
Okay.
Okay. Number 6. Get Up, Panned Up.
Okay.
That's rubbish.
Yep. Buffalo Smoulders at number 5. This is a good one. Number 4, this is a good one. Could you be lard? Do you like that one,
Does
Kimberly?
anybody use lard now?
I miss lard.
Lard. We used to make Yorkshire puddings with lard.
What? Kimberly?
So you was on about reggae?
Yeah. What is... We're on about lard now. What is lard, Kimberly?
It's fats that you cook stuff in.
But what, is it fat from an animal?
I'm not sure. I don't cook.
Yeah, I think it's beef. I think it's, isn't it? Oh,
I thought, I've got to say, Kimberly just said something. By the way, 03453 009956. If you want to take part in this fun fest, Kimberly just said something interesting.
Oh.
Kimberly just said, "I don't cook." What? Never.
No, just unless it goes ping.
Oh, you're one of those, you see.
Yeah.
Number 3. I hot pot the sheriff.
Oh, hot pot the sheriff.
Yeah. Number 2 is stir it up.
Okay.
And the number 1 Hob Marley song served with reggae sauce is No Woman, No Fry.
Okay.
Okay, Kimberly, you tolerated that. Let's get to your point. You agree with me, reggae's rubbish.
I can stand a bit of UB40.
And I know they're local, so I can't slag them off, but blimey.
That's all. I don't like all this hardcore reggae.
Oh.
I mean, I'm going to a reggae night tonight.
Sorry? You don't like reggae, but you're going to a reggae night tonight?
Yeah, it just keeps the other half happy.
Oh, I see.
He tolerates my music and I tolerate...
What music do you like, Kimberly?
Otis Redding,
Oh.
Marvin Gaye,
Oh.
Vandross.
I tell you what, I'm feeling a bit sexy. Do you want to pick one of those artists? We'll play one of those songs now. What do you fancy?
Marvin Gaye.
What Marvin Gaye do you want? I'll get it on the computer.
Anyone you choose.
You listen, Kimberly. You're going to have to go and stand in a reggae night for a whole night. I'm going to let you choose. Go on. What do you want?
I don't know. I tell you what. Put me Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay on.
Otis Redding, Dock of the Bay. Right, let me just drag it over. Right. Do you want to introduce it?
This is Otis Redding sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Thank you.
Not a chance.
You come on like a dream, peaches and cream, lips like strawberry wine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. Oh, mine. You're all ribbons and curls. Ooh, what a girl. Eyes that sparkle and shine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met. You touched my hand, my heart went pop. Ooh, when we kissed, I could not stop. You walked out of my dreams, into my arms. Now you're my angel divine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're my baby, you're my pet. We fell in love on the night we met. You touched my hand, my heart went pop. Ooh, when we kissed, I could not stop. You walked out of my dreams and into my car. Now you're my angel divine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. You're 16, so beautiful, and you're mine. All mine, all mine, all mine. All mine, all mine, all mine.
Afternoon, this is Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. The way it works on a Friday is I come in here between 2 and 4, talk about stuff, and you can call and talk about that stuff or anything you want. 03453 009956 is the telephone number. If you want to do a cheeky text, you can do, but, I mean, call up and stuff. You know, but it's 81333. Start your text WM. The thing I don't get about Bob Marley is why would anybody listen to him? Now, I've tried. I've really, really tried. There are several artists I've tried to work at. Bob Dylan, I tried. Every now and then I go back to Bob Dylan thinking, I must be missing something. There are two good Bob Dylan songs, Lay Lady Lay, and there's one called Sign on the Window, which is brilliant. The rest, I'm not bothered. He's just released a new album of Frank Sinatra covers. You kind of got to think, Bob, really? How much acid were you dropping in the 1960s? 03453 009956. But Bob Marley, I just don't get. I think it's well, it's not even a racket. Dylan's a racket. Hendrix is a racket. Bob Marley's just a bit rubbish. It's too slow. It's too laid back. Now, we all know why it's slow and why it's laid back. Let's just say, you know, Bob Marley and the Wailers took a very relaxed attitude towards recording their dull songs. But I don't get it. I like Bob Marley's voice. I would have loved to have heard Bob Marley sing, you know, a bit of rock and roll or something, but it's just this bland, dull, turgid noise. And I've got to be so careful, haven't I? UB40, I know they're local and indeed very, very vocal, but the 80s were ruined for me primarily because of, well, the UB40, Patrick.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Patrick.
I just think UB40 is a jumped-up tribute band.
Tribute to whom?
Other people, other artists. They do very, very, very few original records. Everything they do is a cover of somebody.
I did like... Was it them that did the song with that man about a mockingbird?
Again...
it's a very vague description of a song, I know, but...
I think I know the one you're on about, but like I say, you run through UB40's repertoire.
Yeah.
And 95% of them are other people's music.
The thing is, as well, there's nothing necessarily bad against doing, other people's songs. The River City people had their one and only hit with the Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin'. The River City people. Anyone remember those losers? There's nothing wrong with doing covers, Patrick, but it's just the sound that they conjure up. And by the way, when I dared to mention that I didn't like UB40 in the office, BBC WM's heads of department turned and looked at me, and I'm sure I saw them writing a letter of complaint to me.
No, but it's like reggae. A lot of reggae as well. You look at the popular songs, the very popular songs, and they're all covers.
Well, no, what? All of reggae is covers?
Not all of reggae.
Well, you just said
I just said the popular ones.
No, they're not.
They are.
They're not.
Do you want to have a little bet on that?
Oh, OK, yeah, let's have a little bet on that.
Get the producer now to type in reggae covers.
Well, no, hang on a second. If producer Jo, who I apologise that you've been reduced to this, but if she types in reggae covers on the old Bing or Google, guess what's going to come up, Patrick?
Record covers.
Reggae all the cover versions are going to come up, of course.
That's what I'm on about. But you look at what's there.
But if you type in reggae non-cover versions...
Yeah, there's loads out there. There's loads.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is there's a huge market out there, and that's UB40 all over again. They've made a living out of other people's music.
Well, and with the greatest respect to UB40, fair play to them. If you can get away with it, then...
I'm not knocking you, I'm just giving you my opinion.
No.
And my opinion is very valid in my house.
Thank you, Patrick. 034.
He lives on his own.
You can't just say that the majority of reggae hits are cover versions. Well, I know that some of them are, but the majority of them are not. Here's the argument. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm just playing some reggae.
What? Here's another argument. Adrian Goldberg. You remember the broadcaster, Adrian Goldberg? You remember Adrian Goldberg, Terry?
Yes, quite well,
he's still alive, apparently.
Yeah, short man with glasses.
That's the fella.
Sorry.
Got an attitude.
Well, I'm glad you said that rather than me. Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
I said, because I've sized him up, I could outrun him. But he then started saying, what about Desmond Decker?
Oh,
Desmond
no, thank
Decker's...
you.
Well, no, he's not reggae.
Oh, I've got a story about Desmond Decker and Bob Marley.
Is it libellous?
Well, Desmond Decker was a supporter Gladys Knight in the pit.
Yeah.
And halfway through his set, he says, oh, he's got more soul than Gladys Knight. Of course, the whole theatre booed him.
No. Great story, Terry, thanks. Wouldn't open with it.
No.
No.
And there's the Bob Marley one.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. Mockingbird might be Ike and Tina Turner.
No.
Wilson Pickett?
No.
Okay.
UB40 did it, and that fella who's now dead did it with them as well.
Oh, I ain't interested in them.
What, you know, in dead people?
No, people who try and rip off other people's music.
It's not. Can we just? All right. Even I never thought I'd say this. Can we not be so rude about UB40, please? Because I know they've got a great attachment to the station. And I don't want to offend them, and I'm sure they'll. Hey, if any of them are listening, give us a call, and I'm sure they'll take this in the spirit in which it is intended. So let's not be too rude to them. But anyway.
Let's talk about Bob Marley.
Please do.
2000, I was in Australia. Of course, we did the usual wine tour. Yes. And there was about 8 of us. I was sitting in front, coming back with the driver. Oh, yeah. And there were 7 Australian students in the back, well and truly. And he was playing Bob Marley on the CD. And they got the roof open and they were boogieing on down. And I said to the driver, I said, good God, this couldn't possibly happen in England. He says, oh, don't worry about it. The South African police have got better things to worry about than 7 drunken students in the back.
Yes.
So, good luck to them.
Two great stories, Terry. No idea what they meant, but thanks for calling.
They're able-bodied now. Is that why?
No. We have to charge you the same price.
Really?
On this week's Inside Out, we go undercover to expose the black cab drivers illegally bumping up fares for wheelchair users in Stoke.
Sorry,
with normal people, they just get on and go out. You have to belt up, take so much time.
Why are you charging me £7?
That's Inside Out, Monday, 7:30 on BBC One.
Oh, that sounds spicy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That sounds very spicy. We'll have a little bit of that. Have you gone, Terry? Yes, good. 03453 009956. I'm hoping that somebody this afternoon can put up a cogent, I think that's the word, argument in defence of reggae music, or as my dad used to call it, Reggie music. It just doesn't. My dad was an idiot. I was thinking about my dad this week, and the first ever disco I went to was my sister's 9th birthday party, right? And my dad.
How old were you?
I would have been 6, and my dad said. He was a bit of a geezer and a dodgepot. He said, I'll sort this out, don't worry. And so, do you know what he got for disco lights? Oh, God. He turned up at our house, right, with the head of some traffic lights. He got some... and this would have been 1979.
That's brilliant.
So we're all like, Dad, where did you get the traffic lights from? Don't ask any questions, son. He'd obviously just nicked them. He nicked some traffic lights and turned up with them. What a dodgepot. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. It's going to be one of those shows today. If anybody can...
It's always one of those
I know,
shows.
I know.
You say that every week, twice a week.
I know. If anybody wants to defend reggae, you can do. Here's something as well, and I thought this was quite interesting, being here in, where are we? Birmingham. Does it annoy you when the Americans come over and say Birmingham? Because they say Birmingham, and they say Leicester Square and Birmingham. Those Americans.
Shucks.
What?
Shucks.
OK. 7 out of 10 British families have never visited London with their kids. Now, that strikes me as really odd. And then I think, well, I lived in London for about 20 years. So, of course, I would have visited London because I lived there. But we have this thing in this country, don't we? And I know the further away from London you get, the angrier people get about it. But you would think that the centre of Great Britain was London, that's where everything happens and that everybody should go to London. And, of course, the further away you get from London, the poorer people and towns and cities, villages tend to be. All of the money, of course, is focused in London. Have you never... And this... When you do a phone-in show, you're supposed to kind of appeal to the biggest demographic. I'm realising I may be appealing to a very small number of people. But have you never been to London? And I'm just going to leave it hanging like that. We may only get one call on this. All I need is one call for this to be worthwhile. So have a think. Have you never been to London? And if not, why not? Because it's good there. I like London. It's got, they've just got a McDonald's in London. Enough nice. Yeah, burgers and everything. 03453 009956. Give me a call if you've never been to London.
plastic Mac. I look all white, but my dad was black. My fine-looking suit is really made out of sack. I was born with a plastic spoon in my mouth. The north side of my town faced east and the east was facing south. And now you're there to look me in the eye. Those crocodile tears will watch you cry. It's a genuine problem you won't try to work it out at all. Just pass it by, pass it by. Substitutes me for him. Substitutes my coke for gin. Substitutes you for my mom. At least I'll get my washing done. I'm a substitute for another guy. I look pretty tall, but my heels are high. The simple things you see are all complicated. I look pretty young, but I'm just backdated, yeah. I was born with a plastic spoon in my mouth. The north side of my town faced east and the east was facing south. And now you're there to look me in the eye. Those crocodile tears will watch you cry. It's a genuine problem you won't try to work it out at all. Just pass it by, pass it by. Substitutes me for him. Substitutes my coke for gin. Substitutes you for my mom. Substitutes my washing done. Substitutes your lies for fact. I see right through your plastic Mac. I look all white, but my dad was black. My sandwich is really made out of
They're good, The Who, aren't they? 03453 009956. So two things so far. Reggae, it is rubbish. Awful, awful music. And why would you never go to London? There's a bit of tourist argy-bargy this week, isn't there? Because there was that chef who said he'd rather hop on board a plane and go off to France or Italy or something than come to Birmingham to eat. Are you nuts? Birmingham's got some great places. Is he nuts? I mean, you've got your usual suspects here, as you've got everywhere. But there's some great places. If you want a curry, where else would you go in the country? Apart from Brick Lane, maybe, in London. But, no, I know. But where else would you go? Have you never been to London? 03453 009956. It's BBC WM 95.6. Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
There's been an accident in Albury on Wolverhampton Road, heading from Tipford Road towards Causeway Green Road. It's actually closing it on the southbound side. Looking slow on the southbound side of the M6 as well, making your way from junction 10-8, the M54, towards junction 8 for the M5 through those roadworks. It's also a little bit congested in Blackheath on Gorsty Hill Road, heading through the roadworks there that are around the junction of Hillside Avenue. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
Yeah, let's get the news. Chris Blakemore.
Thank you, Ian. Shops are being boarded up in Dudley this afternoon as the town gets ready for the third English Defence League protest there in 5 years. It's estimated the demonstrations have cost £1 million in lost trade and policing. A former children's doctor has been found guilty of abusing girls at Stoke Mandeville Hospital in Buckinghamshire. 79-year-old Michael Salmon was found guilty of 9 indecent assaults and 2 rapes carried out against 6 girls over 2 decades. More than 40 pubs and clubs in Birmingham are going to start breath testing customers this weekend. West Midlands Police say breath testing machines have been given to door staff who can use them with discretion. They hope it'll cut down on problems caused by people who've drunk too much before they go out. And the budget retailer Poundland, which is based in Willenhall, has said it wants to buy the 99p store chain for £55 million. Both companies have agreed a deal, but any purchase would have to be approved by the competition authorities. And the weather, dry and bright today, plenty of sunny spells. Chilly though, with highs of 4 Celsius 39 Fahrenheit. Clouding overnight with temperatures down to 1 Celsius 34 Fahrenheit. And tomorrow, a damp start, then an overcast day with occasional sunshine. Highs for Saturday, 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit.
The Voice. The Voice. The Voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
So, this story about Mylene Class getting a note from another parent at their posh school saying, I nearly said Jamiroquai. That's not actually a person's name. Simone?
Hi.
Hi. Is Jamiroquai a person's name?
Is it somebody's name?
I don't know, I asked you.
Yeah, it's an artist's name.
He's called Jamiroquai, is he?
Yeah.
So you could have a baby and you could call it Jamiroquai and that would be all right?
Well, it's up to the person.
Which person?
Whoever decides to call their child what they want to call
parents.
it.
Imagine, Simone, calling a kid Jamiroquai.
What's wrong with that?
It's silly. It's silly. I'll tell you another silly name, OK? And there are more and more kids being called this. I'm sorry if your kid is called this. Shaquille. Oh, the number of Shaquilles I've come across recently. Because it's like the bouncy ball man. What do they call it? The basketball man. Shaquille O'Neal, isn't it?
O'Neal.
So they call their kids Shaquille. Now, Shaquille O'Neal, that sounds like a really cool American sportsman's name, OK?
Yeah.
But when it's like Shaquille Smith or Shaquille Wilkins, it just sounds naff on British kids. It does, doesn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, whereas Simone, I've got to be honest, Simone sounds very classy. Like Nina Simone, I suppose. Very classy, kind of smoky, sort of sexy, bit sassy.
Yeah, that's me.
Have I summed you up there, Simone?
Yeah.
Beautiful. What have you got for us?
Well, I'm ringing up about this reggae debate.
Oh, it's rubbish, isn't it?
No, it's wonderful.
Sorry?
Reggae is wonderful.
You're having
the
a
best
laugh.
music ever created.
You're having a laugh.
No.
It's too slow. That bass is too pH out.
Obviously, people must have loved Bob Marley because everybody in the world knows his name.
Well, not everybody in the world.
Everybody go all over the world and say Bob Marley. They're singing "No Woman, No Cry."
Yeah, but everybody knows Hitler's name. It doesn't necessarily mean they're a good person.
No, but Bob Marley was the greatest.
The greatest what?
Greatest artist.
Oh, no, Simone. Now I know you are trying to have a laugh. Is this a prank call?
I defend him to the end.
Okay, I get that some people like him. I get that. He wasn't the greatest artist.
Of course he was.
He was jammy. He was jamming, I know, but he was also jammy.
He was great, and he had lots of good things to say, and his music was uplifting if you listen to the words, and he never sang nothing that was derogative or anything.
Well, loads of people don't sing derogatory. No,
but their music's not known. People don't know their name.
I can't think of any acts that sing derogatory songs.
Well, there's many people that do.
Tell me, okay, 03453 009956. Who sings derogatory songs? Go on, Simone, tell me.
Miley Cyrus.
What's derogatory about her songs?
It hurts my ears.
I don't. Well, yeah. You know, I'm not a fan, but that's just your taste. She's not.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say that you hate reggae music because obviously reggae music is known all across the world. And if you say reggae, whose name comes up first? Bob Marley.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Just because something is well known, it doesn't mean that it's any good.
So, do you think Elton John's good?
Not really. No. He did a couple of good songs in the early 70s, and that's it. It's not. It's not a colour thing. I hope you're not, for a second, assuming that you picked a white artist against a black artist. It's not that.
No. I'm just saying. I think that reggae music's a nice, cool music to listen to.
Okay.
And it's good for the soul and your mind.
Don't tell me you like jazz as well.
No, no,
Good.
no.
Because let's be honest, jazz is a flipping racket, isn't it?
I agree with you on the joke.
All right, well, Simone, let's shake hands on the jazz. Well, let's go through that. We agreed on jazz, we disagreed on reggae, we disagreed on Shaquille, and we disagreed on the name Jamiroquai. Other names that don't work, 03453 009956. I would, I would, hang on a second, there's a meaning of Shaquille.
You should be called Shaquille.
Why, what does it mean? Lanky, good-looking, talented one? What does Shaquille mean? OK, thank you very much indeed. Names that don't work. I'll tell you the name I'd like to see come back, Keith.
Yeah?
Doris.
Would you?
I would like to see the name Doris make a comeback.
I know someone just passed away, actually. She was an old lady named Doris. Doris Lowen. She's a lovely lady.
Well, I'm sure... OK, here's the thing. Have you ever met a rude Doris? No. Ever met a nasty Doris? No. Ever met a cold Doris? No, not at all.
I don't know how Doris could be a bit forward when she wanted to be.
Oh, I bet she was. I bet she was. But still, well, let's try and can we find a young Doris, please? Let's find a Doris under the age of. Let's start at 30. Can we find a Doris under the age of 30? Because Edith made a comeback a few years ago.
I bet you won't find no Dorises.
I would be surprised. I hope we do. I hope there have been some proud, brave parents out there that can prove me wrong. 03453 009956.
Yeah, but there's always an implosion of when a name gets popular. Explosion. Now, when my daughter was born,
yes,
around 19, she was born actually in 77.
Oh yeah.
And then we thought, well, there's not many Claires about. And flipping loads of Claires appeared afterwards.
Yeah, there was. Well, that was, and you know whose fault that was, don't you?
Yeah.
Who?
Go on, you told me.
Well, you said you knew.
Me?
No, hang on a second.
I don't know, actually.
It was Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Yeah, that's right, Claire, you're right there, yeah. You're
I'm
probably
Googling
right
it.
there,
I bet that came out in 1977. Let me have a little look.
Well, there was some before, yeah.
1972. So, the mid-70s would have been full of Claires.
Probably right, yeah. Let me tell you a story.
And Sarah's, yeah. Go on, Keith, yeah.
My two grandchildren, with the mum and dad, went to Egypt on holiday last year.
Why would anyone want to go to Egypt? I can't think of a dirtier
That's another
place.
story,
Okay.
and in fact, I don't know be going back there again, but it was nice. The complex was nice, but they couldn't go on. It was, they wasn't told the full story about it. Anyway, that's another story.
That's another story, Keith. Let's not get into that. No.
I said to the bubby, I said, did you bring any camels back?
Any what?
Camels.
Oh, okay.
She said, no, but I rode on one, Grandad. I said, you didn't, did you? She said, yeah. So it was a white one called Bob Marley. And that's the truth.
Hang on a minute. What colour are camels normally? I can't.
I don't know. This one was white, and the guy used to take it up and down the beach, and he'd take it.
They're kind of like a sort of well, I wouldn't say golden.
Colour.
I'd say
like a fawn colour, aren't they?
like a fawn. They're the same colour as a fawn.
Anyway, this one was a white, and
beige is the word I'm thinking of. Yeah, they're beige.
Beige, yeah.
Camels are beige.
Yeah.
Camels
Anyway,
are beige.
But Bobby, she's only 8, and she's it was named Bob Marley, and I killed myself laughing, because I mean, thinking of Bob Marley, obviously, you know.
Yeah, well, there's an irony. The two Ronnies. It's ironic. Mohammed.
Hi.
Hello, Mohammed. ever been to
Sorry,
London?
I'm in the middle of munching.
What are you munching?
Them things that turn into alcohol. Not when you're eating them.
Grapes?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. This is because you don't drink anymore. This is the closest you can get without getting into trouble. Yeah. I don't like... Now, are they seedless grapes?
Yeah. I can't stand seeds in the grapes.
Oh, my mouth is watering now.
Oh,
how do those seedless grapes grow?
I don't know.
There's the mystery.
It's a mystery, though. Hey, this is what I like about your programme. You started off in London, you've gone to Egypt, white camels, Doris.
We go all around the world, Mohammed. Here, we don't mess about. 03453
I bet you won't
009956.
find a Doris under 30.
It's a long shot. I'm hoping it's a good name, isn't it?
Well,
and I'm surprised it never made a comeback.
I love the song by Doris Day.
Which one?
Move Over, Darling.
Move. Oh, that is a sexy song, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, if you start playing that, it might get popular.
We think every generation thinks they invented having it away, but we all know it was Doris Day that invented it.
Even my mum told me that.
Oh, blimey. That's a sexy
Not
song.
good that
Oh dear! Don't, Mohammed. I don't want to think about your mum.
My sister's name is Avril. Not many of them around.
Avril Lavigne.
Avril
Lavigne.
I don't know an Avril.
She was a pop singer. She was. Didn't she do a song about going out with a skateboarder? Yeah, I think she did.
French is
Yeah.
April.
Yeah. Avril's a good name. There's another famous Avril, and I can't think who it is. Hey, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Should we have a bit of Doris Day?
I'd love a bit of Doris Day.
Okay, steady on, fella. I meant a song, you mucky pup. This is such a sexy song, isn't it?
Our lips shouldn't touch. Move over, darling. I like it too much. Move over, darling. That gleam in your eyes is no big surprise anymore. 'Cause you fooled me before. I'm all in a spin. Move over, darling. About to give in. Move over, darling. And though it's not right, I'm too weak to fight it somehow. 'Cause I want you right now. The way you sigh has me waving my conscience bye-bye. You can call me a fickle thing, but I'm practically yours forever because you're to be kissed. Move over, darling. How can I resist? Move over, darling. You've captured my heart, and now that I'm no longer free, make love to me. You sigh as me waving my conscience goodbye. You can call me a fickle thing, but I'm practically yours forever because I yearn to be kissed. Move over, darling. How can I resist? Move over, darling. Please give me your love. I'm longing for you. I need all your love. Honest, I do. You've captured my heart, and now that I'm no longer free, make love.
Come on, Doris. Steady.
Make love to me, darling. Make love to me, darling. Make love to me, darling. Move over, darling.
Thank you all so much for being here today to say goodbye to Dad.
The man who saved Wolverhampton Wanderers.
And the hundreds of supporters inside the Billy Wright stand applaud him on his way, as you can hear.
The man Wolverhampton will never forget.
And what does Sir Jack mean to you?
Everything. A true legend. This club would have been finished without him.
This week, thousands of Wolves fans paid their respects to Sir Jack Hayward. Listen again to BBC WM's tribute to Sir Jack on our Facebook page.
BBC WM 95.6.
Hey, Marion.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Sound like a parrot.
Don't be cheeky.
Don't be so. There you go. Don't be cheeky.
Don't be cheeky.
Don't be cheeky. Don't be cheeky. How can birds speak? How does that work? Do they have a voice box?
I couldn't tell you.
Do they have
know.
Do they have an Xbox?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Do they have an eggs box?
I don't know.
Okay, okay. Here's a good one, Marianne. Listen to this, right?
Mhm.
A hairdressing salon staff have to have nicknames. Can you guess why?
I don't know why.
Because they're all named Charlotte.
Oh, I see.
Charlotte Roberts, 21, is the manager at 21?
My name's Marion.
Sorry?
My name is Marion.
My name is Ian. Pleased to meet you.
Oh,
My name's Marion. Charlotte Roberts, steady. Charlotte Roberts, 21, is the manager of the VIP hair salon.
Mhm.
She was joined by Charlotte Thatcher.
Yes.
Then joined by Charlotte Horrocks. Horrocks.
Mhm.
Horrocks! And in 2013, they were all joined by... You okay?
Yes, I'm all right.
Do you need some water?
No, I'm okay. I'm all right.
Do you need medical assistance?
No. No.
No. And in 2013, they were all joined by Charlotte Wagstaff.
Mhm.
Let's count those Charlottes up. So there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's only 4. It's not that many Charlottes.
No, there isn't, no.
Do you know any Dorises under the age of 30?
Sorry?
OK, don't apologise. Marion, what have you got for us?
Well, I want to talk about Bob Marley.
Go on,
it's a lovely reggae music.
It's what?
Reggae music is beautiful.
No, it's boring.
Yes, it is. My son went to Kingston Town twice to see Bob Marley where he's buried.
Oh, blimey. Why would you go... OK.
My son...
Yes?
My son went.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was going to say, why would you go to see where someone famous is buried? And then I remembered... I've been to the grave of a celebrity. I sought out the grave of someone famous.
Yeah. My son went to Kingston. He went twice to see where Bob Marley
And this was in
yeah.
Kingston Town, was it?
Yeah, he went to Kingston Town, yeah.
And did he feel touched by the experience? Was there a spiritual
Well, he went
element?
with a load of friends, and he went with his girlfriend. You know, his girlfriend was Jamaican Indian, so.
Okay. Jamaica.
So they went-
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Oh, so his girlfriend went.
Yeah, yes, and he went with his girlfriend.
And Jamaica?
Yeah, he went to Kingston Town.
No. His girlfriend went.
No.
Jamaica?
Yeah.
No. No. His girlfriend went.
Tony went with his girlfriend to Kingston Town with her mum and dad to see where Bob Marley was buried.
Jamaica?
Yes, Jamaica is Kingston
No,
Town.
right, hang on. Mike?
Hello?
Mike, yeah. So, Marion's son's girlfriend went to see Bob Marley's grave. Jamaica?
Yeah, you've been listening to the Monkeys, haven't you?
Oh, flipping it. Right.
That question arises in a Monkeys song by Mickey DeLenza.
Do you know what? It's not. I know what he's thinking of. He's thinking of the song "I'm Going to Buy Me a Dog," and they say, "I just come back from Africa where I was playing cards with the natives." Zulus? No, I usually won.
That's it.
But
You got it.
can anyone please give me the punchline to this? Marianne, Jamaica?
Jamaica.
So she went to see Bob Marley's grave. Is that right?
Yeah. He's supposed to the glass case.
Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Okay, hang on. Malcolm?
Yes.
So, Marianne's Marianne's son's girlfriend went to see... where did they go, Marianne?
They went to Kingston Town.
Jamaica?
No, she went of her own accord.
Thank you very much, Malcolm. At last. Well done.
Yeah.
We got there. That was painful for everybody involved and everybody listening. Well, thanks for that, Marianne. Ta-ta. OK, well, that was the weirdest 5 minutes of radio I've ever been involved in, and I hope it was awkward and uncomfortable for you. Mike's in Burton-on-Trent. Good afternoon, Mike.
Hello, mate.
What you got? Yeah, I'm all right, fella. What you got?
I was just thinking you're on about Bob Marley and UB40, but you really are at the very tail end there of reggae music.
Here we go. A bit of education. This is what I was after.
Yeah, 'cause
Do it.
when we used to go to dances in the late 60s for a good stomp, I mean, reggae music then was extremely popular, way before these people ever
Bob
came.
Marley, am I right? Bob Marley was kind of the Justin Bieber of reggae.
Yeah.
He was like this kind of the big pop star of reggae, and you're right, there have been years of it, and it was all kind of hidden away and a little bit underground.
Yeah, that's right.
But the early reggae was more like... Oh, now we're going to get a little bit geeky, bear with us. That was more kind of like ska and more, kind of up-tempo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I've still got some in the garage somewhere if I could dig them out.
Oh, dig them out, mate. Dig them out and send them over to me. I might bring in some records next week and play some records.
You ask about London, by the way. I haven't actually, other than to work.
Yeah.
I went to the Science Museum in 1965.
Had science been invented then?
Yeah, just about.
Okay.
I could get on a plane and get down the Canary Islands and get in the resort and be sitting on the beach with a pint by the time I can get in the middle of London from here.
But why would you not want to go? London's got everything. Everything.
Yeah, it's got most of our money.
Yeah, well, Mike, OK, thank you. 03453 009956. Trevor, have you ever been to London?
I think so, don't you?
Well, I've been there once or twice.
I used to live there.
Oh, whereabouts in London did you live?
Not far from Upton Park.
Where's Upton? Is that a football club?
East Ham.
Oh, Mark, you can't speak to me in football clubs.
It's East Ham. West Ham is in East Ham. Newham. The borough of Newham. The East End.
OK, so West Ham is in East Ham.
correct.
Okay, well, I'm glad we've sorted that
And
out.
Fulham is in Chelsea.
Well, and Wimbledon is in Milton Keynes.
It is now.
It is now, isn't it? This is a football reference for you kids. What you got for us, Trev?
Well, you was talking about Egypt and Doris's and London, but we went to Egypt once on a cruise down from Cyprus.
Yeah.
It was quite nice. It was an eye-opener, I'll tell you. I've never seen living conditions and what they live in, to be fair.
Well, what living conditions did they have?
Well, we came down from Portside on a coach, down this big dual carriageway, and we'd got a gunship, as I called it, beside, with all the armed guards and everything.
That makes you feel welcome, doesn't it, huh?
Not half. And you got an armed guard on the coach as well. Drove into Cairo, went down the museum to see Tutankhamun's mask and all this, that and the other. But on the way in, we see, like, people with sheep and goats and cattle. They were just living in a tent on the side of the road.
Yeah. We think we got poverty in this country. You go to some of those places.
Go there. Oh, what
But all Egypt has got, right, is a few pyramids, and there aren't that many pyramids.
They got a KFC next to one pyramid.
I heard this. There's a Kentucky Fried. The Colonel has pitched up next to a pyramid.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
How awful is that?
And
so what else is there? There's a few pyramids. There's a Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's half a Sphinx, and that's it.
And you got the canal, I suppose.
A canal. You got canals here.
No, then the big Suez one.
The Suez
Slightly
Canal,
bigger
right?
Than,
yes.
slightly bigger than our canal.
Trevor, listen, thank you very much. 03453 009956. He's right. So far we've talked about London, Egypt, reggae, and people called Doris. We've not even finished the first hour yet. We've also kind of hinted at kids having iPads. Debbie's called him. Afternoon, Debbie.
Hiya.
What you got for us?
My youngest son's got an iPad.
How old is he?
He's 6.
Well, why has he got an iPad, Debbie?
Well, they use iPads in all their classes at school. In our primary school, even the reception children have classes that use iPads.
And that's fantastic. But why has he got an iPad?
He does some of his homework on it as well. It's one way to incentivise him.
Oh. What homework is he doing on an iPad?
Okay, research. It might only be the age he's now, but the way the curriculum has changed also from this last September, he's had to do research on the internet. They've recently done a project on Neil Armstrong.
Oh, yeah, the
and they're
spaceman.
currently doing a project on Clarice Cliff.
How cool would that be if your little boy went back to school after the Neil Armstrong thing and went, yeah, well, he didn't actually land on the moon, it was fake. That would blow. And listen, doing research on the internet is, of course, a great and useful tool for young people. I'm surprised at 6, but then my boy's only 5, so I don't know. It's a great and useful thing. But he doesn't need to have his own iPad.
It just it's one way of keeping his hands off mine when I need to use mine.
Well, what do you need to use your for? I bet you're catching up on Emmerdale Farm and stuff.
Wrong. I actually use it for business. I work in childcare, and all my paperwork is done online.
Tell me you don't let him
take... system.
He doesn't take the iPad to his room on his own, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Well, that's something. That's something, because that would be... But I just think, these iPads and tablets, they're what, like 200, 300, 400 quid? Well, as a 6-year-old, spending 400 quid on a 6-year-old, that sounds nuts to me.
I wouldn't spend £400 on one, definitely.
You got a cheaper one?
Yes.
Right. Well,
it's less money than that, especially if they can get broken or
well, the thing
cracked,
is, my boy can use my computer when he sat on my lap. He can use my mobile phone when he sat on my lap. Although I'm not keen on him using my phone because I don't want him to think that phones are toys. My wife lets him use her phone, and of course her screen's always broken because they think it's a toy.
It's just a lot of children nowadays. In the national curriculum, this is for children under 5.
Yeah.
There's an area called EAD. It's to deal with environment and technology.
Yeah.
And under what's known as the early years outcomes, a child by the age of 60 months need to be able to tackle a simple computer program.
What age would you let your boy have a mobile phone of his own?
My oldest is actually now 12. He's at secondary school.
No.
And he has got one.
No. Why has a 12-year-old got a mobile phone?
So he lets me know when he's left school.
Oh.
So I know that when he's on his way home, so
Why-
he's safe.
Oh, Debbie. But, Debbie, listen, I've got to move on. I really appreciate your call. Thank you. 03453 009956. 12 to me seems a little bit young for kids to have mobile phones. Want to prove me wrong? 03453 009956. And can we find a young Doris? I've had a brilliant email. Michael has kind of tied most things together. He says, Iain, my worst nightmare would be driving to London whilst listening to reggae to have a meal in a curry house. London, it's too big and loud with far too many Ray Winston sound-alikes all thinking they're special. What, London? It's London? Reggae, dull chug-a-lug dirge with no wailing guitar solos. And then curry, he says, and disgusting mush. No, sir. No, I can't allow that. Yellow card. Now, he says, if I were driving into Brougham while listening to Deep Purple for a bag of fish and chips, that would be Boston. Let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
Well, there's been an accident on Wolverhampton Road at Oldbury, closing the road as you get towards the Amber Tavern traffic lights, causing long delays heading away from Oldbury towards those traffic lights. So it's causing problems of traffic heading away from Dudley towards the M5 at Junction 2. There's also slow-moving traffic southbound on the M6 from Junction 11 at Cannock towards Junction 8 for the M5. That's because of roadworks, and it's around 40 minutes worth of delays looking at the traffic sensors. There's also some slow-moving traffic in Blackheath on Gorsty Hill Road towards the roadworks at Hillside Avenue. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
3 o'clock, let's get the news now. Here's Chris Blakemore.
Thank you, Iain. A former consultant paediatrician has been found guilty of raping and sexually abusing girls at Stoke Mandeville Hospital in Buckinghamshire more than 25 years ago. Michael Salmon, who's now 79, committed his offences during the same period that Jimmy Savile abused children at the hospital, but police say their crimes weren't linked. Our reporter Duncan Kennedy was in court earlier.
Michael Salmon was found guilty of 9 counts of indecent assault and 2 counts of rape against girls aged between 11 and 18. All these took place in the 1970s and 80s, many of them under the guise of medical examinations, what the NSPCC said was a complete abuse of trust.
It's emerged that an Islamic faith school in Birmingham has got debts of £3 million and council taxpayers are footing the bill. New leadership had to be brought into Al Hijra School in Bordsley Green last year after the council forced out the old governess and sacked its head teacher over claims of financial irregularities and bad education standards. This all comes as a council inquiry is continuing into allegations £1 million of public money sent to the school was used to fund the construction of a school in Pakistan. A Birmingham robber who left his travel pass in a car he stole has been jailed for 8 years. Jordan McDonald from Aston had used the car as a getaway vehicle after he and 3 others robbed a man who'd collected the wages for his colleagues from a bank in Handsworth Wood. The gang took £23,000 in £50 notes. The car, though, was later found abandoned in Winson Green, but McDonald had left his travel card inside. More than 40 pubs and clubs in Birmingham are going to start breath testing customers this weekend. West Midlands Police say breath testing machines have been given to door staff who can use them with discretion. They hope it'll cut down on problems caused by people who've drunk too much before they go out. Sergeant Dave Francis is from West Midlands Police.
It's a big problem to us, but we work very closely with the ambulance service on Broad Street. They have a triage unit up there, and I'll quote New Year's Eve just gone. 3 people absolutely paralytic with drink outside one bar. Now, heaven forbid it's your mum and dad, my mum and dad who are really ill and need that ambulance. There's 3 of them already wasted and off the road with people who can't control their ale.
It's been confirmed that a fire at a school in Wentzfield last night was started deliberately. It started in the main hall at St Albans Primary. The school is shut today and is unlikely to open before half-term. In the meantime, the pupils will be taught at other schools. And a Birmingham food writer's hit back after Times writer and food critic Giles Corran said our city isn't well served by restaurants and is just a bit rubbish compared to similar-sized cities in Europe. Mr Corran said Leeds' restaurant scene was also rubbish and Liverpool's was even worse, but Ahmed Ahmed, the editor of the food guide Dine Birmingham, says it's really growing as a food destination, which also has 4 Michelin-starred restaurants, more than any other English city outside London.
You know, anyone saying something like this, quite frankly, isn't aware of what's going on in Birmingham right now, because there's an incredibly exciting food and drink scene. We've got everything from, as you say, the Michelin star chefs. It goes through to kind of independent restaurants. So we have a broad range of different types of restaurants as well. There are about 30 different international cuisines.
And the weather dry and bright today. Plenty of sunny spells. Chilly with highs of 4 Celsius 39 Fahrenheit. Clouding over tonight with temperatures down to 1 Celsius 34 Fahrenheit. And tomorrow a damp start, then an overcast day with occasional sunshine. Highs of 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit. Sunday cloudy but dry. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
This has been the best programme I've listened to in a long time.
Is there a butt coming, Jane? I can smell a
there's
butt.
no butt.
I can
There's
smell
no
a big butt.
Loved it.
Iain Lee.
BBC WM 95.6.
Afternoon. No, thank you for that, Chris. 084. No, hang on. Where are we? What is the? 03453 009956. So far, we've discussed Egypt, London. Girls called Doris. We're still looking for a girl under the age of 30 called Doris. It's a good name, Doris. Are there any boys out there called Jamiroquai? Reggae music is rubbish. Oh yeah, and what age should you give your kids a mobile phone? 12 has got to be too young, hasn't it? What on earth do they need a mobile phone for? 03453 009956.
Iain Lee.
On BBC WM
95.6. The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
My boys, they'll be at 5 and 3. Are they? Yes, they are. And they can use my computer when I'm sat there. Not very often. I don't really like them using it that much, to be honest. I'll let them... My eldest likes typing things on there. He's just learning to spell. And he likes typing things. And he gets very excited when he types, some words, some proper words. And then it gets printed off. And that's great. I don't really let them play games on there. No, I don't let them play games on there at all, in fact. And I let him take pictures on my phone, and he does one of those ghost effects things, so it looks like there are ghosts in the background. But that's it. What age are they going to get mobile phones? 15, maybe, if they can afford to pay the bill. 03453 009956. Ollie!
Hi.
Hello, Ollie. Hey, a lady called Ollie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, Ollie. What have you got for us?
It's just that this thing about iPods. I don't see what's wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the fact that once the kids have iPods, the parents as well should take control of it. The fact that they should give them, monitor the amount of,
Now, you're talking. You're saying, just to clarify, you're saying iPods. I've got no problem with kids having iPads. So the tablet things where they can go on the line. But what age should they have their own tablets?
My little girl is 6 and my little boy is 2. They use it. My 6-year-old uses it, but only for half an hour. She has 30 minutes screen time during the data. During the day.
And has she got her own one?
Yes, and the 30 minutes covers the TV as well. So if she spends more than 30 minutes, that's it. She profits for the whole week.
Oh, blimey.
So I don't see the problem with having them. You can have them. If you can afford to have them, that's fine. But as long as you give them all these tablets, iPods, and all that kind of stuff.
I like your style. I like your style. So they get 30 minutes screen time a day.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I like
that. Because they have school and everything.
Yeah.
They have all other activities. During the daytime, they have school. They have to come back home to spend time with their family as well.
I like your style. I don't think. Oh well, I don't think. I'm not sure I would buy a 6-year-old an iPad, but I like the 30. The 2-year-old hasn't got his own iPad, has he?
No. He borrows the sister's, so that was fair for me.
And so at the end of 30 minutes, right? They've done 15 minutes on the iPad, and they've watched 15 minutes of CBeebies, and the TV goes off. What do they say? Do they get upset?
No, not at all. They're used to it. With the old one, let them read a book.
Because here's one of the arguments, and I do you know what? I'm buying more of this than I thought I might. The argument that I've heard from some parents is, oh yeah, but they want to watch a bit of telly. They want an iPad. Of course I'm gonna do it. It's my kids. I'm gonna spoil them.
Oh, that's absolutely crazy. I think, each to their own, but at the same time, as parents, you should have control of exactly, what you let them do.
I'm going to ask a question that if you think is inappropriate, tell me to get lost. I'm detecting a very slight accent. Can I ask what your place of origin is for your family?
I'm originally from Tanzania.
Tanzania? Do you know, I've never have guessed that in a million years. And are things stricter in Tanzania?
Pardon?
Are things stricter for kids in Tanzania?
Not really. It depends. Especially these days we find, private school and all that. But at the same time, I think it's for, with parents.
Yeah.
If you are willing to go on extra mile and buy all these things, make sure that your kids are happy and all that. Yeah. At the same time, you have to be in control.
What age are you going to get your kids mobile phones?
With my daughter, we say 12. That's only because she will have to let us know where she is.
Why?
With her friends, and only when she gets out of the house, not when she's indoors. When she's indoors, she doesn't need it.
Why does she need to let you know where you're going?
No, where she's going.
But why does she need to know? She should tell you, and you should know where she is.
She will tell me, and I will let her go. But at the same time, with these friends, sometimes, let's go in so and so's house. Fine, you can go there. You have your mobile phone. When you want to leave that house and go to someplace else, you have to let me know.
She could use the house phone.
Oh, trust me, I'm never at home anyway, so... And some other parents...
No, but you could have a mobile... You could have the mobile... Anyway, listen, Ollie, I'm going to let you go, because I agree with a lot of that, and we could get into argument about mobile phones and the whys and wherefores. I like that 30 minutes screen time. That is good, isn't it? Like, there'll be some parents going, oh, what a miserable old so-and-so she... Oh, miserable old so-and-so. I like that. The threat in my house at the moment is if my boys are naughty, and they're really getting on my nerves at the moment, let's be honest. The threat with my eldest is, if you carry on that behaviour, young man, I'm going to unplug the television, I'm going to put it in the garage for a week. You can't do that. Oh, you want to see me? It's not your Yes, it's Mummy's TV. No, it's Daddy's TV. And normally that's enough. He'll get a bit stroppy, he'll huff and he'll puff, but he'll do as he's being told. The other day, I had to go as far as unplugging the television and lifting it up. And then he panicked and he calmed down and he did what he was told. I've put it in the garage before and I will put it in the garage again. 30 minutes screen time. Oh, that's a good one, Ollie. 03453 009956 is the phone number. Oh, 03453 009956. Try and sell me reggae. Try and sell me Egypt. Egypt seems to get a battering on this show quite a lot. I cannot think for the life of me why anybody would want to go to Egypt. They don't let you go in the pyramids proper like they do in the movies, and you go down the death slides and the walkways that collapse and you get chased by mummies. They don't let you do that bit. They let you go into the gift shop and the Kentucky Fried Chicken next door. That's it. Have you never been to London? Kids with phones. I can't understand why a 12-year-old would need a mobile phone. Certainly, we can agree on this, can't we? We can all agree on this. Kids shouldn't have phones in schools. That's obvious. That's obvious, isn't it? I remember once I took walkie-talkies into school and they got confiscated by Mr. Collins and I got a clip around the ear. Rightfully so. Mobile phones have no place in schools for children. That's obvious. That's obvious, isn't it, Martin?
How you doing? You all right, son?
Yeah, that's obvious, isn't it, Martin?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just about.
That's obvious.
My hearing's gone a bit, you know.
Pardon?
My hearing is going a little bit, so you have to speak a bit louder.
Pardon? Thank you. That's obvious, isn't it, Martin?
Well, I ain't too keen on Bob Marley either, you know.
No, hang on. You can't do it. We'll go to Bob Marley in a second, but kids shouldn't be taking mobile phones to schools, should they?
Well, I don't think so, no.
Thank you, Martin. Bob Marley.
Yeah. Come on, then. What do you reckon? What do you don't like the songs, or you just don't like the person?
I've just spent the last hour and 15 minutes saying what I don't like about Bob Marley.
Yeah, but I've been driving, you see. I drive people about in the mobility, you see. So
Blimey. I bet they feel safe, Martin.
Well, they're very safe now. They're all at home, you know.
Oh, bless you. That's very funny. I know he made me laugh. He made me laugh a lot. Thank you. I don't like reggae music, but Martin.
What don't you like about reggae music, then?
I think it's very slow. I think it's turgid. I think it's miserable. I think the bass is too loud. I think it's boring.
It's very sleazy, isn't it? It's very sleazy. It's about, like, you know, it's kind of that, the move they do, and it's kind of... Well, it brings a lot of other stuff into it rather than just the music, you know. You know, when people smoke and stuff like that, so... Yeah, well, yes, I can agree with you on that kind of...
Yeah, well, but reggae music is associated with marijuana smoking, but then so is...
You said that, I didn't.
Well, I think it's pretty... I don't think I'm surprising anybody at home now.
No, I think you're right.
But then
right,
you know, jazz music is associated with heroin, and the Beatles music is you know, drugs and music kind of... I'm not that bothered by that aspect of it.
Well, I'm not very keen on the Beatles either, because... You know, I'm not keen on the Beatles.
You having a laugh?
You know, they ain't done really anything good, have they?
Yeah, they did Revolver and Abbey Road, the two best albums of all time.
Yeah, and everybody keeps walking across a bleeding crossroads.
Yeah, I know.
Double crossing, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been on the Abbey Road crossroads, and you walk past it, and you kind of think, I'm not. Well, you think you walk past it because I used to live not too far from there. Right, it's near Camden, and so you'd walk past it and think, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. Oh, go on quickly do it. Of course, you have to go on there. And pretend to be a Japanese tourist.
Ian, seriously, have you been across there?
Yeah, of course I have, yeah.
Oh, right, that's good.
There's a brilliant webcam. There's a webcam where you can watch people crossing the Abbey Road crossing, and it is surprisingly addictive.
Well, you never know. I don't know. But I wouldn't actually like... I think a more addictive thing for me would be probably going for a nice curry, you know, rather than walking across the bloody zebra crossing.
Well, I would rather go for a nice curry than walk across a zebra crossing. Yeah, I mean that...
Ian,
hello, Martin.
Please, I need to speak to you. I'm from the Ranjit fan club.
Oh, flipping heck.
You know that, don't you?
I'm afraid I do. Yeah. I'm thinking of not letting Ranjit come on anymore.
No, well,
because the thing is, Ranjit is becoming the star of the show, and really, he's at best a slightly below average caller.
Well, what I want to have a chat to you about is, you know, I know he doesn't always come across as though he should do sometimes, but you've got to give him a chance to finish.
The thing is, Martin, as soon as you come on to talk about Ranjit, do you know who starts calling up?
Ranjit.
Yeah, Roger Ramjet starts calling up, and you know.
Put him on, then. I don't. Come on, bang him on.
No, we don't need. No. Oh,
come on, Iain.
Martin.
Where's Ranjit?
He's Producer Joe has sensibly cut him off.
Oh, flipping either. Maybe he's talking a load of whatever, you know.
Well, there would be a surprise.
No, but, you know, we've got a massive club coming up now for him.
You haven't. It's just you, Martin. You're the only person in the Ranjit fan club.
At the moment, yes. But
yeah, it's been you for the last 6 months.
No, it ain't been 6 months. It's only been bloody 2 weeks, hasn't it?
Hello?
All right, Ranjit.
Hiya, Martin, you all right?
How you doing, son? You all right, mate?
I'm all right, mate.
I'm trying to promote you. I'm trying to get things on the go.
Oh, he won't do anything. He's too scared.
I know. I'm telling you something now.
Listen,
every time you come on, and you voice your opinions,
that's it.
He kind of runs away, doesn't he?
He does.
And guess what's going to happen in a bit?
He's not going to do it today, he says he ain't.
No.
Because he's got those rope burns on his back.
Hey?
From where I put him on the ropes.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Yeah, I always put him on the ropes. He can't take it, then he starts crying like a little baby, he does, Zoe.
All right, Ranjit, while we're on the line now, what would you have asked him a question, although he won't answer, what would you sort of said now tonight?
Why is he afraid to listen to popular opinion?
Yeah. And why did he call you a loser?
He called me a loser a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
because I was wondering why he was calling me a loser. Was he like what Boris Johnson said, or was he something else?
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. Can you hear the background music?
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I know we're going to get faded out in a minute.
He's
on the
ropes. He's on the ropes. Ask him why he calling me a loser.
Because he's a loser.
No, I don't think he's a loser. I wouldn't go that far. I think
no, you're right.
Yeah,
he's a really good. He's a good.
Hey, Manny, how you doing, Manny?
So crazy.
Listen,
sir.
Listen, keep the fan club going. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fan club's getting better. It's getting...
I know.
Ranjit, Martin, shut up, and let Manny have a word.
Go on.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Why do you support Ranjit so much?
Because I think he has got a, he does say a lot of sensible things, and he does. Yeah, he does now. And, I mean,
you know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Remember that program, Mind Your Language? They used to say Ranjit in there.
Oh, that's racist, that is.
That's not. I'm Indian.
Well, but at the end of the day, he's got his. It's a democracy. He can't speak.
I've got my
right, listen.
Ian Lee always puts him out.
No, I don't always... Oh, shut up. Right, Manny, thank you for that. Thank you for comparing him to Mind Your Language. Excellent stuff. Great. Martin Ranjit...
See what I mean? There you go.
Right, no. Right, listen.
All right, Ian, carry on, mate.
Yeah, thank you. What with it being my show and stuff. So, Martin, can you stop? The thing is, I'm trying to do a proper show, and all you do is phone up and bang on about Ranjit. Then Ranjit phones on and bangs on about you. Why don't you... If you love each other so much, why don't you go and get married?
I think we might.
Good.
BBC WM. Let's welcome Shirley in Streatley, first-time caller to the phone. In morning, Shirley.
Morning, both of you. These pansies, is it going to be too cold in February for that?
Pineapple started growing 5 years ago and it finally fruited.
Good for you. The gardening phone-in awaits your call.
But he can't bear strong-smelling lilies.
Don't grow them then.
What are you doing, Joan?
He doesn't like them. Don't grow them.
Every Saturday, you can get advice from gardening expert Phil Mycan.
Problem with the lawn.
They're called chafer grubs. Morning, Roy. How's your moles?
Standing in my shed now looking at it.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
And you can get lots of gardening done then, can't you, son?
Well, I hope so.
The gardening phone-in. Saturdays from 8 on BBC WM 95.6.
03453 009956 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Ian, when I was a kid, these are some texts, by the way. When I was a kid, my mate had a dog called Colin. Sorry? Even when I was only 7, I remember thinking, what a strange name for a dog. I just thought I'd throw that in, says Tony. Well, thank you, Tony. Timmy Mallet did a cover of Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini, which could be deemed as offensive, says Jay. What the problem... this is from Richard, and it's... OK, Richard, I'll do my best to make sense of this. What the problem that your opinion, it like Marmite? You love it or hate it, and with Reggie music, it great to have you be 40 from Birmingham. I bet if they was from London, be a different matter. Guys, anyone? Ian, please play some reggae. The music you're playing today is rubbish. Oh, OK. I'll Be Your Baby Tonight is the song you're after, a Bob Dylan song. Why are you playing The Police if you don't like reggae? It wasn't a reggae song, so, but yeah. Hello, my kids are 11, 8 and 2, says Leela or Lila. We don't have a TV. I used to think people that didn't have TVs were weird. As I get older and older, I'm beginning to have a lot of respect for them. I don't really watch a lot of TV, although I watch some good films. Watched some Liam Neeson films this week for the first time. He don't mess around, does he? He don't mess around. If he's on an airplane, there's someone with a bomb, he'll sort them out. It was good. I enjoyed it. None of them have a mobile phone. I don't intend on giving them one in the near future. I have a laptop, and the only time it's used is for their homework, and I am present in the room monitoring. They are happy children with a love for books. Simon's in Kings Winford. Good afternoon, Simon.
Good afternoon.
Ever seen a Liam Neeson film?
No.
I've watched two...
Well, I don't know, probably not. I'm not a very great big film buff. I couldn't tell you who he was.
I watched 2 films. He's an Irish fella, but he pretends to be American. Had a lot of tragedy in his life.
Oh, right.
And
haven't we all?
Well, yeah, but I watched a film about him being on an airplane with a bomb, and a film about him being in an accident where he loses his memory. They weren't half good. He don't mess around, Simon.
Oh, right,
he don't mess around. When there's bad guys after him, he sorts them out, and he sorts them out sharpish.
Well, fair play.
Yeah, it was good, that. I enjoyed that. Anyway, Simon, what you got for us?
Mobile phone schools.
Yes?
Right. I've got to disagree with you. I think they're OK in schools as long as they're not turned on during the lessons, right? They can turn the phones on during break times and lunch times, right?
Why?
Well, I had a situation yesterday morning where some things had changed and I had to get hold of my daughter. So her mum tried to get hold of her and couldn't because the teacher took the phone off. Now, this was before school.
Yeah, good.
The bell hadn't gone. She was on school premises.
Exactly. The thing is, it's not whether the bell... Once you've walked through that gate, you are the responsibility of the teachers and they are in control.
OK, but hang on. This was important, right?
Phone the school. Phone the school and say, I need to get hold of little Lucy. There's been an emergency.
Well,
I'm assuming it was an emergency.
Half the time, half the time the school you don't get the message through. So what happened was, school took the phone off, eventually got through to her, right?
Yeah.
So I rang the school, and they said it's their policy, and they're very, very precise on this.
Excellent.
And you know,
Excellent.
But
what was the emergency, Simon?
Oh, it was a change of appointment for my daughter because she had to go to the hospital yesterday.
But did she need to know that very moment, or could it wait until she got home?
Yeah, no, because it was...
OK, then if you phone up the school and say, right...
the point that I'm trying to make is the teacher didn't listen to my daughter's excuse as why she was on the phone. So a little bit of discretion would not have gone amiss and a bit of common sense by the teacher.
Well, no, the thing
when
is...
I rang the school, the school says, we're very consistent on this. I says, well, no, you're not, because... my daughter explained to the teacher just before school a couple of weeks ago that she had to ring me, and she goes, oh, yeah, all right, hurry up, but just before the bell goes. So it's not consistent.
Well, so they bent the rules a little bit, but the rule is...
Yes, but this is what I'm saying, that teacher should have bent the rules yesterday.
No.
It wasn't as if...
No.
Yes.
No, just because you... No.
Yes.
No. No.
Anyway, is Randy and Martin getting married and going to have babies together?
I think they might do. Thank you, Simon. You heard Simon's story. Who was right? The school or the dad?
Cassie's got a new plan, gotta get herself away. Well, I better act quick, I better change my ways. Oh, maybe I'm wasting, maybe I'm chasing time. Oh, come on, let's face it, I'm only ever lost in mine. Well, I got my tracing paper so that I could trace my clock. And the face kept changing and the hands, they wouldn't stop. Well, I was ripping out the battery, I received myself a shock. And to add insult to injury, I could still hear tick and talk. Casio, please don't leave. Casio. Gotta get herself a break. And I try for heaven's sake. Well, I traveled to Australia and I traveled there by train. This something might sound strange to you, but on the way I came today. And I wrote to tell my family and I wrote to tell my friends. I arrived home, it was lost again, and this torture never ends. Casio.
Well, producer Joe and I are in agreement. Kids don't need phones in schools. In my school, we had a pay phone under the stairs. You had to ask permission to use it. Kids do not need... I can't think of a reason. Can you? Give me a reason why kids would need a mobile phone in schools. 03453 009956. You heard Simon there. Who was right? The teachers or the dad? Right, let's get the travel news. Here's Phil Peacock.
There's delays on Wolverhampton Road as you travel away from Albury and the Birchley Island towards the Amber Tavern traffic lights because of an accident earlier on that happened just near to the junction of Causeway Green Road. It has been recovered. On the southbound M6, it's very slow from junction 11 at Cannock towards junction 8 for the M5 because of roadworks. It's around 40 minutes worth of delays on the southbound side, and it's busy on the Aston Expressway heading away from Birmingham City Centre from Dartmouth Circus towards the M6 at junction 6. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 M6 travel on 0330 123 3550.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
And suddenly there's only 30 minutes of the show left. 03453 009956. Let's get the news. Here's Chris Blakemore.
Thank you, Ian. Good afternoon. The leader of Dudley Council says he wants the law changed so that English Defence League protests should be banned. 1,500 EDL members are expected in Dudley tomorrow, closing the market and causing some shops to board up. The last time the EDL were in Dudley was 2010, and they're protesting about a new mosque which could be built there. A former children's doctor has been convicted of raping and sexually abusing girls at Stoke Mandeville Hospital in Buckinghamshire during the 70s and 80s. Michael Salmon committed his crimes against girls between 11 and 18 at the same time that Jimmy Savile abused patients at the same hospital. Police don't believe the two men's offences are linked, though. Police have launched an investigation after an arson attack at a school in Wentzfield last night. Police were called to St Albans Church in Ashmore Park at around 10 o'clock after reports of the school hall being on fire. The school is closed and isn't expected to open until after half-term. And the former Wolves striker Adi Akinbaye has been fined for driving an uninsured car filled with too many people. He was caught driving 5 adults and a child inside an Audi A5 in North Wales. The 40-year-old was fined £1,000 and given 6 points on his licence. And the weather dry and bright today. Plenty of sunny spells. Chilly with highs of 4 Celsius 39 Fahrenheit. Clouding over tonight with temperatures down to 1 Celsius 34 Fahrenheit. And tomorrow a damp start for Saturday, then an overcast day with occasional sunshine with highs of 6 Celsius 43 Fahrenheit.
You done?
Done.
Well, no, the reason I ask, Chris, is you like to kind of tease me.
I do, but I like to keep you on your toes as well, because I thought, I'm not going to tease you on this one.
Well, that in itself is a reverse teasing.
It is.
So you've double teased me. I just.
Sorry, so just keep it straight now and tease you on in the normal way on every bulletin.
Or be a professional BBC reporter. I'm a professional presenter. Can't you be a professional reporter?
I'll try.
You sure? Because I just don't think you're taking this job seriously enough. Okay? You understand?
Okay, cheers.
Thank you. You're welcome.
The voice. The voice. The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country. BBC WM 95.6.
The webcam, we've got a video communication system, so Chris can see me, I can see Chris.
Yeah.
That webcam doesn't go on the internet, does it?
Yeah, it does.
We're all going to lose our jobs.
No, you're going to lose your job.
You should have stopped me dropping my trousers like that.
Yeah.
Banton's on the line. Good afternoon, Banton. Hello? Yeah, hello? Hello? Okay, well, that was Banton.
Yeah.
Do you want to give him a call again? See if we can get him on the better line. I tell you what I miss. Since the digital revolution of the phone networks, you don't get crossed lines anymore. There are kids who don't even know what crossed lines are. I used to love a good cross line. How much fun was that? You'd pick up the phone, you'd make a phone call, and you could hear someone else's conversation. Sometimes you could even interact with their conversation. Get off the line. There used to be this is how old I am. And some of you oldies will remember this. You used to have a thing called party lines where there weren't enough lines to go round. So at certain points in the evening, you kind of knew there was a good chance of you sharing a line with another phone call. There weren't enough lines in Britain. And so you would share a line. I think I've got that right, haven't I? 03453 009956. Banton, we got you back.
Yes, you have.
What you got for us, boss?
I've been a DJ for 25 years, since about 1989, playing nothing but reggae music.
Oh, man alive, I'm sorry to hear that. You must want to break out and start playing good music.
No, not at all, mate. You've no idea some of the clash tunes that I can play that put nothing but goose pimples all over my body.
Oh, well, I would love to see that, Banton. I can't think of anything more attractive. So let's get this right, OK? So Bob Marley's nothing more than the Justin Bieber of reggae.
No. Justin Bieber's a fashion
but
in the music world.
Bob Marley was kind of the watered-down, acceptable face of reggae music.
You have to understand what the core of reggae music means.
Oh, yeah.
Well, reggae music is predominantly about life. It's not about...
Well, hang on, that's a bit vague.
No, it actually is spot on. It will be from, dancing in a club to totally political, serious times.
But you could say that about any genre of music, that it can be about dancing in a club to political times.
Yeah, but then explain to me why somebody would come on your radio show and say, "Oh, reggae music's rubbish," or have something negative to say about reggae music.
Well, 'cause I don't like it.
Well, fair play. If it's not your style of music, then maybe it's not your style of music. But, I'm not really into rock music, but I'm not going to stand there and say rock music is rubbish.
Well, you're welcome to.
No, it's not in my heart, is it?
Well, it's in my heart to say that reggae music is rubbish. The reason I'm saying it is because Bob Marley would have been 70 today, and I just don't get it. I just think it's a dirge.
Well, in 2010, in 2010, I did a 5-hour reggae show on a radio station called Telstream, and it went crazy. We had a live chat room.
Yeah, loads of people like it.
Was just, but this is the thing, I understand you're not into reggae music, but, I wouldn't want to offend you by saying the music that you love is rubbish.
It wouldn't offend me.
No, but that's the thing. It could.
Well, no, it wouldn't, because it's only...
Wouldn't it?
No, of course not.
We're not going to get stuck on pedantics. The reality is that I wouldn't simply want to try and hurt somebody's feelings.
No, but I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. I'm stating an opinion. Listen, one of my favourite groups in the world is the Beach Boys. You could say whatever you wanted about the Beach Boys. It wouldn't upset me. I just think, okay.
The context of the genre now is a completely different thing now, isn't it? Really, because what did the Beach Boys sing about in reality? Was there any hardcore political? Were they singing about children dying? Were they singing about
No, they were singing about surfing. They were singing about dancing. They were singing about getting their woodies out, and they were singing about having good vibrations. Sounds good to me. It doesn't have to be. Just because it's political doesn't mean it's necessarily any good. Bob Dylan was political. He was rubbish.
Yeah, but if you look at, the claims that today in this world, 30,000 children can die on any given day.
Yeah, but Banton, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to listen to songs about that. I'll read it in the papers. I don't want to hear it in a song.
Maybe you don't, but some people say that music is a religion in itself.
Oh,
and
no.
if that's you've got to understand what religion means. Now, it's not apolitical. It's not like we're talking about a religion.
Yeah.
It's religious.
Religion is religious. I'll give you that point. Yes.
Yes. Well, the core point there is that you can believe something religiously. Doesn't mean you're religious, or that you go to church, or or if that was me, that I'm going to turn around and whack you around the head with a Bible. It's something that we love.
Why are you threatening me?
Something that's in our hearts. This is reality.
Yeah, and the reality is, Banton. I respect your opinion. I think reggae's rubbish. Are we still friends?
Of course, but
Beautiful.
You're misguided.
No, I'm not. I think that reggae's rubbish. That's not misguidance. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Let's ask you about what do you think of a music that was educational?
I don't know what that means.
Well, a song like something silly, like a Sesame Street song that teaches you how to count to 10 when you're 5 years old.
What?
Would you say that's something worthy of respect? Educational thing for a child? Of course you would.
No, well, I don't. Banton, listen, I'm going to let you go.
No, come on. Stand up and face the argument, mate.
Well, no, there is...
I've 25 years in the business, and you've hurt me saying that reggae music is rubbish.
Well, Banton, I suggest... I'm sorry if I've hurt you, brother, but I suggest the fact that you've been hurt, that I've criticised the genre of music, is more down to you than it is down to me. If you've been hurt, that's not my intention, and I humbly apologise. But I'm not going to like reggae, because you've been hurt.
I would rather you understand why it hurt, rather than just apologise and then want to walk away from it and not understand.
Well, with the greatest respect, I'm getting the look from my producer that is the let's move on now look, and also it's a little bit boring. And I'm not going to understand why you're hurt over someone criticising a genre of music. I'm really not, and I appreciate that you are, and I'm not going to get it because it's just music. It's not like I've slagged off you. Oh, go on. You got 30 seconds, Banton. You got 30 seconds, and I'm going to move on to Keith.
Okay.
So you want to talk about Liam Neeson films?
Okay, two things. Life is very valuable, and children's lives are invaluable.
And I would never argue that point, Banton. And at no point on this show have I said I hate children and their lives are worthless.
I wouldn't even suggest such a thing.
No, I don't know why you brought it up, sir.
I dare say that you would find that important in reggae music and respect that for it.
Banton, I'm going to let you go because I don't like reggae. Oh no, I love it. Oh no. I don't. I think it's awful. Keith?
Hello, sorry about that.
Keith, where are you? Have you fallen into Wembley Stadium?
Oh, I'm here now.
But why? Right, listen, I'm going to do this, and then we're going to talk to Keith. He's gone all echoey. I'm Banton. If I've offended you, brother, I'm genuinely sorry. Genuinely sorry. But I just don't like reggae. I love surf.
Let's spend the night together. Now I need you more than ever. Let's spend the night together now. Oh, mama. Let's spend the night together. Now I need you more than ever, woman. Let's spend the night together. I'm satisfied. You're every need, woman. Let's spend the night together. Now I know you're satisfied me, woman.
Flippin' heck. If I've genuinely, sometimes I do shows where I set out to offend people. I at no point when I came on saying I don't like reggae, I thought we'd have a good Barney. Wasn't doing it to genuinely upset people as much as Banton obviously was. Banton, if you were here, brother, I'd give you a hug. I don't personally want to listen to songs about 30,000 children dying. And it doesn't demean the music of the Beach Boys that they sing about surf and, I don't want to offend anybody with this. I'm just saying I don't like reggae. I don't like reggae, Rob.
You don't like reggae?
I don't like reggae.
You don't like having an argument that you're going to lose as well, either, do you?
No, A, I've never had an argument I'm going to lose. B, I love
you just did.
Sorry?
You just did with Banton.
How did I lose that?
You said I'm going to go now, and he asked you to carry on with your...
No, because he was talking... First of all, right, we're doing a radio show. It's not real life, OK? So there are certain criteria that we have to fulfil. One of them is we've got to be interesting. And even I was getting bored. And I can normally take things much longer than most other people can. I've got a very low boredom threshold. I was getting bored. So the fact this is only a 2-hour show, we've only got 15 minutes left. The producer Joe and myself both kind of thought, we've had enough of this. We're not getting anywhere. Let's move on. I will never understand, Rob, why somebody could be as upset as Bantam was about someone dismissing a genre or a band. I don't get it. You can say anything you want about any music I like, and I'll argue with you, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Well, if you didn't want to pursue the argument, why did you have him on?
Well, because I didn't know what his argument was going to be, Rob, until I'd spoken to him. You see, I'm not psychic.
Well, I think sometimes you have to let these things run the course, mate, rather than just cut him off.
Well, no, Rob, he was on for a lot longer than other callers, right? I don't know what he's going to say when he comes on, OK? And I didn't know that he was going to be mortally wounded by the fact I don't like reggae. I don't get what he was talking about 30,000 kids dying. I didn't get that. And I will never... He wanted me to understand why he was so upset by me not liking reggae. And I will never understand that. So we could have spent the next 3 hours discussing it. Anyway, Rob, Banton's not here. What do you want to say?
I was just saying, I don't mind a bit of reggae now and then.
Thanks for calling, Rob.
The West Midlands' biggest football phone-in.
Good evening, Mr. Smith. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Adrian. You okay?
The atmosphere was brilliant. It was a brilliant night.
Let's just get the verdict, the thoughts from Steve Froggatt, former Villa and Wolves winger.
There's got to come a time Scott Sinclair where he has to find that club where he settles.
Happy you've got Callum McManaman?
I'm relieved because I was getting a bit concerned.
I don't think Sacco is a Premier League player.
The West Midlands' biggest football phone-in.
What do you think Gary Rhodes' thoughts are? Because I would have played them against the Albion.
I can't understand why they just don't play the strongest team. If Dicker had played, we'd have won the game.
Have your say with the legends. Weeknights from 6.
BBC WM
95.6.
I've got to say, The Sun have done the weirdest photo spread I've ever seen, and it leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. Photo craze captures poignant last minute. So selfies are the thing, right? Everyone does selfies now. I hate the word selfie. Because a selfie. What's wrong with art going, excuse me, mate, sorry, could you take a picture of us? What's wrong with that? You're going to the waiter, excuse me. Sorry, I know. Could you take a picture of us? Because this is a really special meal. It'd be great if you could... When did that stop being a thing? So this... Have you seen this spread in The Sun, Joe? This is amazingly bad taste.
Go on.
Moment after their selfies were taken, these people were dead.
That's horrible.
It's incredible, and I'm so shocked at this. You can laugh because it's so ridiculous. The stories are pretty horrific, but...
It's horrible.
The selfie craze has prompted people to share their lives online, and just occasionally, the moments leading up to their deaths too. Yes, we bring you some selfies which have captured the final moments of a life. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 selfies.
I want to know now. Give me examples.
Oh, it's horrible, mate. I cannot believe The Sun have done some pretty weird things. There's a nice picture in an aeroplane, a mum and her son, smiling.
Oh, darling.
This carefree selfie shows Dutch lad Gary Schlock, 15, and his mum, Petra, on board Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 last July. 3 hours later, the plane was shot down as it flew over Ukraine. I mean...
Oh, don't.
Give
me more.
There's a picture of two very attractive young women driving a car and smiling, having a great time. Great time.
Thelma and Louise.
Tragic bride-to-be, Colette Moreno, posted this photo of her beaming smile as she was being driven to her hen party by her best friend, Ashley Theobald, last summer. Minutes later, they were killed when the car was hit by an oncoming vehicle.
Oh.
I mean, why is this... OK, this is the worst one, OK? The worst one. They're all bad. 4 lads smiling. 4 young lads smiling, taking a selfie. Student Mohammed Shah posed for a selfie with a group of friends to celebrate the end of the school term in Beirut. Minutes later, he was killed when a car bomb went off. And then, a nice one, they've got a picture of him dying by the car bomb. Thanks.
No.
It really...
That's really tasteless.
I just looked at this and thought... This is, I mean, often they do these photo spreads. The other day there was one in the Mail or the Express. It was celebrities that have married people who look like their sisters, and it was pointless. It was a little bit of fun, and you know that all it is someone has stayed up all night trawling through photo libraries trying to find pictures of people that look this.
There's one about cannibal animals.
Cannibal animals, yeah. It's a bit of fun. It's taken Sherry Wilson and Ruth Harrison, 2 people, to write this stuff. And I bet when they finished it, they're going around the office high-fiving each other.
It's pretty sick.
Can you believe that, Andy?
Well, I can, yeah.
Oh.
In fact, tell you the truth, I was calming my head. I wasn't listening to that.
Oh, well, hang on a minute, but you could hear it.
I love you. You know me. You're the best on. There's no two ways.
Well, you're correct. But Andy, hang on. You could.
And he was sort of
Andy,
having a go at you, wasn't he?
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Right, and you could hear me talking about the photos with producer Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you weren't listening.
Well, I was calm. I just washed me.
What? You just what? What? You done what?
I just washed my hair. I was combing my hair. I was more invested in the other 2 blokes having a go at you, like.
You just combing your hair?
Well, I put the phone... Yeah, honestly, I don't know what you was talking about with that young lady then.
Who washes their hair? The only time you wash your hair, first thing in the morning or last thing at night?
Well, I'm going out with my daughter in a minute, so we take the grandkids swimming, like.
Wait, are you going to go swimming?
Well, I ain't. No, I'm taking the grandkids swimming with
I was
going to
say, no one washes their hair before they go swimming. Yes, I've washed my hair before going to the hairdressers.
I washed it today.
OK, well, have you got much hair, Andy?
Well, I pride myself in my hair at my age, yeah, I'm not too bad.
I tell you what I like, and you don't get so much these days, old, bald men with ponytails. Mick Fleetwood, anybody? Old, bald men with ponytails. There's something very special about that.
Status quo, that's
tomorrow,
an example, Rossi.
Andy, I tell you what, tomorrow we'll do that. Old, bald men with ponytails. We're also going to do tomorrow...
PJ Proby, did you see him the other week coming out of court?
Is he still alive, PJ Proby?
Yeah, he went to court over something, not paying his council tax,
Oh, dear. Because he split his trousers.
I loved him in the 60s, Old Me and all them.
We're gonna talk about old men with ponytails. We're also going to see who can make the highest noise and who can make the lowest noise. Do you want to have a little go now, Andy, doing a high noise?
Go on, then.
Go on, then.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to do the highest noise you can, and I'll see if I can beat it.
What do you mean, the highest noise? What's screaming like? Are you there?
Yeah, I want you to do the highest noise you can, and I'll try and beat it.
Well, Andy, come on to help you with these 2 blokes having a go at you.
And this is just a teaser for tomorrow's show, 9 till 12. Andy, what's the highest noise you can do? Let's hear it. Do it again a bit louder.
That think I'm stupid.
Can you go any higher?
Well, not much now.
Try just
get falling out.
Just squeeze your doodahs and do it as loud as you can. Go on. Go on, Andy.
I don't understand why people come on and have.
All right, here we go. This is I can beat that easily.
Hey.
Now we go the other way. We go the flip side.
Right, you ain't you.
What is?
You ain't.
Can you believe I'm getting paid for this rubbish? What's the lowest noise you can do?
Ooh. No, I only want you to say that reggae. I don't like it neither.
Thanks for calling. 03453 009956. That's tomorrow's show, by the way. And the thing is, once you start doing it, it's good fun. You can hear Andy's... Go on, Joe. I can see you in the position.
What am I doing, low or high?
Way down. Sorry, you're going to go lower. And I can go even lower than that. I'm not warmed up.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's tomorrow's show. Who says the BBC is being dumbed down? 03453 009956. Last 10 minutes of the show before Franksy comes on and does a slightly more professional show than this nonsense, shall we say. If you want to give me a call about any of the things we've talked about, London, reggae, would you be offended if someone said something rude about your favourite band? Well, if you're a 15-year-old schoolgirl and that band was Take That, then yes, possibly. Egypt, selfie, anything you want. 03453 009956.
So many things that's held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting our show together, we're polishing up our act. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Well, don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the groove. Ain't no stopping us now. I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got the groove. We got it. I know you know someone that has a negative vibe. And if you're trying to make it, they only push you aside. They really don't have nowhere to go. Ask them where they're going, they don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're gonna put our show together, gonna polish up our act. Well, and if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing stand in your way. I want y'all to listen to every word I say, every word I say. No. We're moving, we're grooving. We're moving, yeah. We're grooving.
Oh, dearie me. Well, there you go. It's been one of those shows, hasn't it? Back tomorrow at 9 o'clock, where we will be talking about old bald men with ponytails. And, Status Quo have had their haircuts now. They've got proper short haircuts. They've kind of, age has caught up with them. But I think Mick Flickwood... That was close. That could have been a lot worse. Mick Fleetwood has still got... Yeah, why not? Has still got a bald ponytail. We'll also be playing who can make the highest noise and who can make the lowest noise. And I suspect we'll talk more as well about kids taking mobile phones to schools. I just don't see the point in it. They're in the sixth form. Yeah. But it's just, Doreen, kids don't need phones in schools, do they?
Hang on, Ian, let me turn the phone radio on.
Oh, Doreen.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I accept your apology.
Well, by the time I picked the phone up and walked to the radio...
Yeah.
Well, how did I think we communicated years ago? I must have thought we had carrier pigeon. You know, I can remember the days we never had a phone in the house. But you still communicate.
I'm old enough, Doreen, to remember we had one phone in the house, right? Because to get BT to put in another line would cost something like 150 quid. We had one phone in the house. It was in the hallway, and it was on the telephone table. We had a telephone table.
That's right.
And it had, you're right, it had the old dial on it. And my great grandmother, she had a lock on the phone so that no one could use it.
We never had a phone. If you wanted to get in contact with somebody, you used to have to go up to the corner and use the public telephone box. But I think people want to know too much about each other today.
Yes.
You know, it's like poking your nose into everybody's business.
Which I bet you never do you, Doreen?
I don't know, not really. That much. I do sometimes.
Yeah, come on. I bet you're a curtain twitcher.
Pardon?
Hello. I bet you're a curtain twitcher.
I'm not.
I bet you are.
No, I bet you're £1. I'm not.
I bet you £5 you are.
I bet you're £100. I'm
I bet
not.
you £200 you are.
I bet you 1,000.
I bet you 2,000.
Because I can't bleed in see.
Yeah, well, exactly.
But I can't now. You're looking through the window because I can't see what people are doing.
If you could, you would.
No, I would. I'm always too busy looking after myself to piddling about what other people are doing. People say to me, have you seen so-and-so? They've had a new car. I said, have they? Could be there for a fortnight. I never noticed.
Doreen, every time I listen to WM, you're on it.
No, I'm not. I can't beat Ranjit.
No, well...
No, Mohammed.
Well, you're on it all the flipping time.
No, not always. What was I going to say to you? About the reggae music.
You got 10 seconds to say it.
The reggae music, I can tolerate some of it. Don't like it that much, but it's not as bad as rap.
On that bombshell, let's get the new travel. Here's Phil Peacock.
On the southbound M42, there's heavy moving traffic from Junction 5 at Solihull towards Junction 4 for Shirley and Dorridge because of an accident. Southbound M6 is also struggling from Junction 2 at Coventry towards Junction 1 at Rugby. That's also because of a vehicle fire. And there's still these delays on the southbound side of the M6 from Junction 11 towards Junction 8 for the M5. You actually have reports of an accident closing a lane between Junction 11 for Cannock and Junction 10A for the M54. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel on 0330 123 3550.
Voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
Good afternoon. 4 o'clock on BBC WM. Iain Lee back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Let's get the main news.